Good morning. This is Dr. Michelle May, and this is the final video in my series about the 4 stages of transformation for joyful, confident eating. Today, I want to talk about the 4th stage, which is living the vibrant life you crave. This is ultimately what we are working toward. So, when we heal our relationship with food, when we move aside yo-yo dieting, weight cycling, obsession with food, restriction, deprivation, and punitive exercise, we create space in our lives to live the vibrant life we crave. This is the vibrant life we thought we would get if we could finally stick to a stupid diet. And it is ultimately the whole purpose of this program. Now, this is sometimes difficult for people who have spent many decades thinking that they would finally find the right diet or have enough willpower and finally get to a size that would give them permission to live the life that they want. And I am here to tell you that that life is possible for you right now. So, what would your vibrant life look like? What would you do? How would you feel? How would you spend your time? Would you still restrict and deprive yourself of the foods you love? I don't think so. So many people get caught in the belief that they have 2 choices. They have to be either on their diet and restricting and depriving and being good, or being off the diet and eating whatever they want and feeling bad. It doesn't have to be that way. There is a third option. And I am here to tell you that I have a big announcement at the end of this video about how you can begin to implement these stages of transformation in your life. So stay till the end. So right now, instead of just talking about it, I want Lisa to tell you a little bit about what those stages of transformation have looked like in her life. And then on the other side, I'll share my announcement.
I was just exhausted and feeling exhausted by endless cycles of dieting, and I was really almost hopeless. I was feeling like a failure. I was feeling like this was something I was never going to conquer. I was feeling like it was something I was simply going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And really, to use the word despair is not too strong. I was intermittently dieting and not dieting and, restricting and not restricting. I was just floundering. And your
Mm.
emails had been coming into my mailbox for quite a while. And so I just suddenly had an interest and focused on them. I think that I was really ripe for change. I really noticed a difference within a month of starting the program. This takes us really to the mindful part of the practice, to really pay attention to your body and to really start to learn how to listen to your body, to even know if you're hungry. The program really helps you to identify what your body has to tell you. Specifically, are
Mm.
you hungry? And I think after so many years of dieting and not listening to my body, I didn't even know when I was hungry. I ate for so many different reasons. Hunger was undoubtedly among them, but not the primary one. It's not that easy. It really takes some concentration and focus to key in on your body and really find those signals. So it's simple, but it's not easy. I found a significant support for the idea that diets don't work. I had really kind of concluded that for myself, but the culture and even my own personal life is um, full of people that are still invested in the diet culture and say things like, well, if you just really commit to it, it will work. I knew that wasn't true for me. I had tried and tried and tried for 70 years, or, let's call it 60, because I started dieting at a very young age, that it did not work. And finding support and a path to something new was like coming out of the desert and to an oasis. It was really kind of wondrous. And we have the freedom to make a choice as to where we want to be, how we want to feel, and so there's really a tremendous amount of freedom. Now, with that comes the need to choose, and all the more reason for the mindful practice to be in place. But there's a tremendous amount of freedom in this program. I do think that can be scary for people who are used to. So Weight Watchers told me what to eat, when to eat it, how much of it to eat, and I didn't have to think about it. And that's true, but it doesn't work. And it this works in a way that diet culture never worked for me. And indeed, I myself am in a phase where I have allowed myself a tremendous amount of freedom, virtually no restrictions. And now I'm discovering mindfully, how does that make my body feel? Because some of the things that I choose to eat are, what would be have been termed bad foods in the diet culture. And so now I'm learning, okay, I have all this freedom, but how do I really feel when I make these choices? And I want to feel good. That helps me to make new choices, different choices, but it's all within this background of freedom. I would consider myself to have been someone who did a lot of emotional eating, and sadness was in particular, but I could eat in celebration as well. Food was something that I would turn to quickly as a balm to my spirit, or as I say, a celebratory gesture. I used to describe to people that I felt like I had no choice point. Like the urge to eat would come and I would just eat without any kind of consciousness as to what was happening or what was going on. In this program, you really learn to pause, whereas before I would just race right by the pause, race right by how do I feel, what's going on, and to the food. Now I'm learning how to stop and say, what is going on, what's really going on, what's the real need here, and that is helping me to make different choices again around the food. I referenced earlier when I was attracted to the program and my state of mind at the time that I was near despair. Well, that's a repressive, terrible, closed in feeling, and certainly the opposite of vibrancy. So, opening myself up to the freedom of living this way, by definition, I'm living in a more vibrant way. My mind is free because I'm not obsessing about every single thing that goes in my mouth or doesn't. Um, so in my day to day, I'm certainly practicing with mindful eating of my meals, and I'm enjoying the food more. It's a calmer experience. It's a gentler experience, perhaps I could say. When I go to the grocery store, I feel free to get the things that I want. When I think of, what do I want? What do I need? What do I have? I want to make sure that I have interesting things. So I try to be creative, and it's fun. It's fun to shop with a sense of freedom rather than I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that. So that also bespeaks vibrancy to me. It's just a much more alive way of being in the world. The formatting of the program, the group work is so valuable. You see yourself in others. The mirror is there. We've all experienced so many things that are similar. There's such a camaraderie that gets developed, and so many good ideas and stories are shared. So, in terms of the kind of experience that you'll have in the program, that is so valuable. And then I would say of you, Michelle, that you just have such a tremendous wealth of experience and knowledge that you share, obviously on an ongoing basis. And there's such a tremendous amount of support, and kindness and generosity. I've just felt nothing but cared for, and understood and seen, truly seen in this process.
I am so excited to let you know that registration for our next Eat Mindfully, Live Vibrantly program will be opening tomorrow for just 1 week. This is a program that will take you from where you are, whether it's hopelessness and despair, or frustration, or dreading your next diet, to a feeling of spaciousness, of vibrancy. The life that you thought you would eventually get is available to you now. And I am so excited to let you know that I will be taking registration for a small group of people that I will guide through the entire process. Now, you probably have questions about the program, about how this might help you, maybe about your specific eating challenges. So, I've set up a couple of group coaching calls that you can come to for free to get your questions answered. I am all about helping you move from wherever you are to wherever you want to be. So, check out all the details in the notes below, and I look forward to seeing you soon.